Sony A7R III for street photography. Is this insane or what? I want to talk in this video about my experience regarding 6 months of street photography with Sony A7R III. Is this camera usable or not for street photography? Let's talk about this in this video now. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Tudor Matescu and I like street photography, travel photography, documentary photography and all kinds of photography styles. And also I like very much to use all kinds of gear because I think gear is important, and I've made several videos regarding why is that. Please be sure to check my video why a good camera body it's more important than a good lens, link in the card. So let me tell you my story regarding how I've got to Sony for using it in street photography. So I've decided to use Sony in street photography by looking at full frame street photography pictures. And I've discovered that yes, full frame has some special characters regarding the image quality, but also the full frame look. It's also about compression. So I really like a photography with a wide angle lens where you can see also the buildings that are very close to your subject. So this is something that another system can't bring it to you with a wide lens. So these characteristics of a full frame camera made me decide that I want to use for my street photography a full frame camera. And of course I've looked at all kinds of full frame camera brands, Nikon, Canon, Lumix, Leica of course, but Sony was ticking all the boxes. It was small with good AF and with good image quality, if you know what to do with the RAW file. So I've decided in the end to try it, and here I am after 6 months of using Sony A7R III. Before I had Sony A7S, but that 12 megapixels and the camera ergonomics didn't satisfy me at all. So I want to share my experience regarding street photography with Sony A7R III after 6 months of using this camera. So let's talk about the ergonomics of the camera. I feel the camera has all the ergonomics that you need to do street photography, and not just that. You have enough custom buttons, you have enough customization controls on that camera. Also, you have very good AF, you have a decent screen and a very good EVF. So the camera is ticking all the ergonomics boxes for me. What I don't like about the ergonomics is regarding the weight of the camera. For street photography, I prefer a lighter camera and also a camera that is not having such a deep grip. But this is it what I can do. Why I prefer a camera with smaller grip? Because deep grip, it's making me feel like I'm holding a gun in my hand, like I'm holding a brick in my hand, and this physical feeling, it's influencing my photography, it's influencing my mojo-ness. So it's very important the design and the ergonomics of the camera, how you feel it in your hand. But I found out if you will use Sony A7R III for a longer period of time, you will get used with the weight and with the grip, and you don't have that impact on you. But again, I'm liking to use Fujifilm cameras and micro four thirds cameras for street photography and for photography, and I really like the lightness and the more elegant design of a camera. So there are some problems regarding the ergonomics and design, how some users are saying that Sony cameras aren't inspiring cameras, but I feel if that you will use that camera, you will get over it. So now let's talk about another important aspect, the lenses. A full frame camera body is not enough to take pictures. You also need good small lenses for street photography. And this is why I like Sony, because we have on Sony extraordinary good small prime lenses and also acceptably small zoom lenses that can help you do street photography. So regarding The lenses, we have the 35mm f2.8 sonar design lens from Zeiss. The look of this lens, it is amazing. I really love this lens very much. You can get extraordinary portraits, you can get extraordinary contextual pictures and so on. So I really like this lens. It is metal built, it's having this amazing small lens hood, it's very light and the focusing it is very fast. Amazing lens. Also we have the 28mm f2 lens that I had it and sold it because I thought I will drop the Sony system, but I really regret that lens because Sony A7R III with that lens can be like a Q2 replacement, and I think I will do a video about that in the future. So please be sure to subscribe now to my channel if you are liking content like this. Also we have extraordinary small lenses from Sony, the 40mm f2.5, the 50mm f2.5, the 24mm f2.4 or something like that. Also we have Samyang lenses that I really like, small, light, very sharp. I like the 45mm, it is extraordinary regarding image quality, and the AF it is decently good. Also the 24mm f1.8, amazing lens for an amazing price. You really can't go wrong with this lens. Also we have Sony Loxia lenses, manual focusing lenses. I had the 50mm f2 lens, amazing manual focusing lens, and being a chipped lens, the punch to zoom, it was working extraordinary. I've added a tab to that lens and it was amazing on Sony A7S. I'm really sorry that I don't have that lens on me now for using it with Sony A7R III. Also we have Sigma lenses and Tamron lenses. So the lenses that we have, the lens choices that we have on a Sony system, it is huge, it is extraordinarily huge. So this means if you are able to get this Sony A7R III body, then you will have the chance to buy small and inexpensive third-party lenses or manual focusing lenses for your Sony system. Also you have the Voigtlander manual focusing lenses that are having chipped contacts. So this means the Voigtlander lenses will work like Loxia Zeiss Sony lenses on your Sony camera. So you have on that lineup the 40mm f1.2 lens, extraordinary small, the latest lens from Voigtlander. You have the 50mm f1.2 manual focusing lens, the 35mm and so on. So we have lots of lenses, extraordinary good lenses for street photography. So regarding the lenses for street photography, I feel that yes, Sony it is staying very well. But also I must add the following aspect. Sony is working extraordinarily good with Sony native lenses. With Samyang and Tamron, you'll have some problems regarding the AF and the IAF. In a studio test, you can't discover these problems. It seems all it's working fast, all it's working nice, but no. On the streets, you'll have some missed shots with Samyang or Tamron because the AF it's not working like on a Sony lens, but it's not a problem. You must do the settings and see what focusing settings are working the best with that lens. And maybe I will do in the future some videos regarding what are the best settings for a Samyang lens, for a Sony lens, for a Tamron lens, and so on. So please be sure to subscribe to see the future videos. So regarding the lenses, you will get the job done. And the lenses are extraordinary good because we have this extraordinary sharp sensor full of dynamic range and full of details. Yes, you have some problems. Of course, being a bigger sensor, you have more noise in some ISO levels. Of course, you will have some purple fringe and Loxia because of the sensor, but the image quality in the end, it is fantastic. It really doesn't matter that in that spot we have some purple fringe or some low chromatic aberration. This doesn't bother me at all. So this is why I want to talk at the next chapter about image quality. So let's talk about image quality. How good is the image quality? Well, it is extraordinarily good for a full frame. It is extraordinary. When you get the shot, you will have a beautiful image, a clear image. You'll feel that full frame look. Also, you'll have that full frame depth of field for close-up portraits or for portraits at a acceptable distance. Also, you'll have beautiful details. So the things that you can do with the image regarding the quality are phenomenal. So regarding image quality, yes, it is above APS-C and Micro Four Thirds, of course, but it really depends to know what you want to do with this image quality. And yes, from my point of view, in street photography, you really don't need the latest and greatest image quality. I feel that a Fujifilm APS-C or a Micro Four Thirds camera have enough image quality for street photography. When I'm looking at those Sony files on a small phone screen, and when I'm looking at Olympus files or Fujifilm files, I see no real differences when I'm looking at these pictures. But on a bigger screen, like on this iPad, I really feel the full frame look, the full frame bite. So regarding image quality, of course, what we can do, it is a full frame 47 megapixel with no AA filter. So extraordinary image quality. But what we can do is the Sony Colors, the terrible Sony Colors. Well, I have two solutions. I like the clear profile, the JPEGs that this camera is rendering in the clear profile. I really like that profile. It's reminding me of the color chrome from Fujifilm. But also I have a solution for the RAW files. You can take these RAW files and apply the Cobalt profiles. It is a paid profile. But with Cobalt profiles, you can get Fujifilm colors, Canon colors, Nikon colors, and all kinds of colors that you want on your Sony camera. Also, you can get excellent black and white tones from a Leica CCD or from a Leica Q on your full frame Sony camera. And these Cobalt profiles are working extraordinary great. They are amazing. So yes, in the end, this Cobalt profile saved for me the Sony system. I really like those profiles, and you can control the color and the black and white tones from your Sony RAW files. So in the end, you can set a preset with Cobalt profiles and apply it to your RAW files, export the JPEGs, and you are done. So this is a big thing. So you can get the IQ and the colors of your images where you want. The next key point that I want to address is how to shoot a 47 megapixels camera, because it is a big camera, a big sensor, and this will influence your style of shooting. So I've discovered, being a very big sensor with a 47 megapixel on it, you will need to bump up that shutter speed. So yes, you'll have a bigger ISO in low light conditions. But again, it's not a problem. When the light is going out, I prefer to be more attentive with this camera. Also, being a big camera, you can't maneuver it like a Ricoh GR3, for example, or a Fujifilm X100V. So this camera will influence your style of shooting, and this is why I think I'm not feeling so inspired when I'm using this camera, because being a bigger sensor, I must strive to control the camera, to control the shake of the camera, to control all the settings, and I really must pay attention to the technical details. And paying attention to the technical details, and also paying attention that you have a big camera, that it's hard with that big camera to get close, it's something that will influence again your style. But again, I'm feeling if I will use the camera more and more and more, I will get better and better, of course. So it really depends on you to practice more with your Sony camera. So regarding the settings, yes, you must bump up the shutter speed, set the camera on auto ISO. You have auto ISO and it's working very well. And also I advise to use the mechanical shutter, the electronic shutter with that big sensor on fast moving scenes, on fast moving subjects, and if you want to move fast, will give you rolling shutter, so you have distorted images if you use the electronic shutter. So mechanical shutter, bump up the shutter speed at 1/2000, 1/1000 at least, and you will get sharp pictures and you will eliminate the rolling shutter. The noise of the shutter, it's not something that will bother you on the streets, but yes, sometimes it is possible to bother you. But again, you are not forced to use this camera just in mechanical shutter mode. You can use it also in electronical shutter mode, and I've obtained acceptable results with this lens. But yes, again, if you have a very fast moving subject, you'll have rolling shutter. So in the end, it depends on you. What are your subjects, what is your style of shooting, so you must decide regarding these factors how you set it up the camera. Also the AFC, and with IAF it's working great with Sony lenses, but with Samyang lenses I found out that I have some missed focusing in some situations. So pay attention to your lens, see what it's working with that lens and adjust the AF settings. With Samyang I found out that AFC with center point, it is better for more precise shots. So in conclusion, it is Sony A7R IIIA a good camera for street photography? Well, if Leica Q2 it's a good camera for street photography, I feel that yes, Sony A7R IIIA it's a very good camera for street photography. If you will pair it with a small and light lens, you will have maybe even a lighter and smaller package than a Leica Q2. Of course, you don't have the mojo that a Leica camera will bring to you, but again, I feel that it's doing the job. Yes, the design and the ergonomics are not as inspiring as a Leica camera or as a Fuji camera, but I think this is something that you must get over it, because again, you'll have some good benefits regarding a Sony system. You have the choice to get all kinds of extraordinary AF and manual focusing dedicated lenses. Manual focusing dedicated lenses that will transmit aperture and all the settings of your lenses to your JPEG and to your RAW file, so you'll have that metadata in your file. Also, it's not just about that, it's about the fact that you can add on that manual focusing lenses a focus tab, and you can use it with that focus tab and you can train your memory muscle. When I've used the Loxia 50mm f2 on Sony A7S, I was really getting the shots after some time, so it was a beautiful experience. What I really don't like about the Sony system and what stopped me to use the Loxia with Sony A7S and what it's stopping me to use Sony A7R IIIA on a daily basis, it's again the fact that the camera, it is heavy. So I really don't like the weight. Maybe Sony A7C can be an option, but I really don't like that I don't have the normal tilting screen. So this is the only thing that I don't like about the Sony A7R IIIA, the weight. Sony A7C can be a solution, but I hope in the future Sony will bring a Sony A7C Mark II with a normal tilt screen, and at that point we will have another discussion. But regarding all the other aspects, what I can say: great image quality, small lenses, very good AF. It's doing the job in all kinds of lighting situation. Yes, you must adapt to the camera, but every camera will influence your style. And yes, I must admit, I'm not feeling so inspired when I put my hand on Sony A7R IIIA like when I'm using a Lumix GX9 camera, an Olympus camera, or of course X Pro 3, the most inspiring camera for me. But I found out if I will use it more and more and more, this will make me ignore the inspiration and the homogeneous that the camera will bring me, and I will feel in the end inspired. But again, the heaviness and the weight of the camera will make me not take the camera every day. So this is it. So it's a camera to take it with you on planned street photography, I guess, and of course it's not an everyday carry. Thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe now to my channel, because I publish more videos about Sony, Fujifilm, Olympus, street photography, travel photography, documentary photography, and all kinds of photography related content. Thank you, and subscribe now, leave me a comment, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.